first step is you need to remove the sill cover. It's easier to do with the sash out, but it doesn't really matter. This is just so it's easier for you to see. You'll have to take this little stick off as well. Let's get that out of the way. Use a pry bar or a putty knife on the back side. Get it loose. There's usually just 2 or 3 nails holding it down. Set that aside. At the top, you also need to take off this head cover. You can either put a putty knife in from the front. I usually reach around from the back, try to get it into a little bit of a gap there and pull it down. You'll see it's blind nailed. There's nothing you can see through the face of it. They're just nailed from the back side. So set that apart. Don't worry about these nails. Try not to poke yourself on them. This piece here, you want to be a little bit careful. Usually we'll reach out. There's a block here and a block down here. Easiest spots to start prying. You can work in a putty knife just a little bit. Just get it loose. This one's also blind nailed. Once it's a little bit loose, you'll have a bit of a gap right here that you can get in. Just gently work your way down. Once it's down most of the way, you can wiggle that last one out. The reason you want to be careful with this one, you can see how thin it is. If you pry right here and just try to pull it off, with all these nails here, it's going to snap it in half. It's pretty resilient, but just be careful going down. That shows you the tie bar. You have a pickle fork that's attached to it. Take note of where these are in relation to your keeper. So if you grab your new one, or you take anything off, set the new one up next to it. So you got one above, 1, 2 below. So that's correct, but if you're looking at it, these are facing the wrong way. If that's the case, these come off pretty easily. They just split over. Then you set it right there, flip it around so it's matching the same way. It'll push right on. So do all that before you take off your old one. Make sure that these are swapped around how you want and everything like that. Sometimes it helps to take a picture of it, of the old one when you see it. And you pull the pickle fork just straight out and it'll come off. And as you raise this up, there's 3 little screws here. And then each guide has 2 screws in it. Unscrew all those. Set the new one back directly in place. Reuse the screws. And your new tie bar is good. At this point, put your sash back on, or if it's already on, that's great. Close it. You can put the pickle fork back on, try it out, make sure it's not binding, make sure all the keepers line up and everything, and that you got it all. It should be real easy to move. It's easier to do that with all the wood off so that you can check it, just in case there's any adjustments you need to make. Putting it back on is just the opposite. If you had the escutcheon out, that's fine. If it's still in there, that's fine. Doesn't matter. Side piece always goes on first. Just line up the holes on the back of the side piece with those blind nails that are coming through. And then you should be able to just push it on. If you need to, put a little sanding block or a piece of wood in this section where the screen sits, and you can tap. Just tap where the nails are until you get it pushed on tight. Top one with the screen channel in it, same thing. Just set it up there in place, try to go pretty evenly. Line up all of the blind nails, which they should pretty easily, and it'll just push back up on there. If once you've done this, it's a little bit loose, you can always shoot 1 or 2 little brad nails up there. You usually don't need to. And a little stick down here goes back on. Same thing, if you can reuse the nails, great. If not, you can always just shoot another one in there. Then replace your sill cover. You can nail that back down, or if it still had some of the nails in it, those go right back into the same holes. And that's it. At this point, tie bar should be replaced and easy to good to go.